The next strategy we're going to talk about is something that you may be familiar with. It is called Lease-With-Option-To-Buy, which is better known than nothing more than a rent-to-own. What it actually does is it allows the owner to rent the property as a tenant, but with the option to purchase at a later date, which is a good strategy, and a lot of people use those strategies back in the good old days. But a lot of people got burned using this strategy also, meaning this. A lot of people were giving people lease with option to buy, knowing good and well that they wasn't going to exercise it, and it became such a problem that the Attorney General got involved in a lot of these scams that were out there, perpetrating on people knowing that they couldn't afford it. They were taking their down payments and then not following through with the whole process. So to some extent, lease with option to buy may have a bad taste in some people's mouths, but it's still a viable strategy. And I don't do any lease with options. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm putting it out there because I don't want you to think that it doesn't exist, and you may come across it. What I'm simply saying is that I don't do them because the 225K program has more teeth, has more transparency, has more legitimate documentation that gives this person who's paying their money a little more leverage and a little more feeling of ownership. That's the whole idea of this whole program, is to create ownership. I don't want to rent to people. I don't want to be the landlord anymore. I don't want to deal with tenants, trash, and toilets. I just don't. I'm at the position right now and at the age that I don't feel like getting up at night, going over to unstop a plug toilet or paint a wall that mysteriously got a hole in it by somebody who had a fight. I don't want to do that crap anymore. Therefore, the program that we talked about earlier and the different other strategies prior to this has more ownership. A person can feel good about buying a house knowing that we're going to take them step by step to follow through. That way, they can end up owning the home. But, there again, I'm going to give you some steps that actually allows you to go through a lease with option to buy. Because what you're doing is, you are forecasting a piece of property in the future. So let's say a year and a half from now, this property is worth $100,000. You basically sell that house for that $100,000, even though today it may be worth no more than $85,000. What you tell the client is that, hey, when you decide to exercise this option, this house is going to be worth more. Therefore, I'm planning for the future. Do you understand why the price is where it's at? Unfortunately, a lot of people that want a nice house that basically do a lease with option to buy, it is a good deal. It's not the worst strategy that's out there. A piece of property should be fixed at a time of the lease option is signed. Usually there is a upfront payment of some amount to purchase the option. Same token, when they pay a certain amount of money each and every month, it goes towards their down payment. I prefer the 225K program because I give them an amortization table. It automatically tells them what their principal is going to their property. I mean, keep it simple. You're going to give them an amortization table that says, hey, every time you pay an installment note, so much goes to interest, so much goes to principal, and at the end of the term, based on the 225K program, they can see that. With the lease option, you have to go a different direction, which is not complicated, but it's just the way it is. It's basically an idea that has pretty good returns if you basically subsequently do it correctly. It helps people who have had bankruptcies, judgments. They really appreciate you letting them buy the house from you, because literally that's what you're doing. You're the bank. You're giving them a house that they're going to lease with option to buy. Now, there's other strategies that you can buy this house from somebody, create a contract with them, and then turn right around and sell that option contract to someone else, and they pay the bills and pay the note, and they get their money. Now, as we continue on with our training, we're going to talk something about a program called subject to. Even though I have not done any subject twos, because I found other methods that are better, you may prefer this strategy, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But at the same token, you're looking at what's available with the lease with option to buy program. Basically, the seller has a property that needs maybe some work, maybe not some work, and you're basically telling them, hey, I'm going to give you the house, and you're going to do all you can to make this house livable and move forward. And that's typically what it is. Other examples, if you read the information that's on the site, you will see the examples that are there, and it simply says life beyond renting. That's what it is. And thanks to our company, the terms of the lease is always negotiated, and a person may want to do their own repairs, or you may do it before, but the option is that you're simply giving this person an opportunity to get into a house that they normally would not get into because of their credit, because of their job situation. So a lease with option program has merits, it has sense. Read the information that's there, make a decision, and participate in it.